I'd like to thank the people who are now supporting me in other ways. Thank you for their emails. There's no use screaming and yelling anymore. Nobody hears me. So everybody have a really good day. Um, I've taken, I'm not going to tell you my medication I take. That's kind of stupid too, right? But I wish that person would clear my name because of how much I hate guns and almost being shot in the back of the head by a guy in Army cadets when I was between the ages of 14 to 16, and why I never continued in it, because after he tried to shoot me in the back of the head that day, I wanted to kill him and walked away from a career. I wouldn't have gone anywhere. I was just a little bitty thing. But I loved it. But like going to this YouTuber that I'm allowed to talk to, I apologize for really swearing on your stream and all the guys. It's just, there is one guy there that I think we could probably, if he'd stop looking at my boobies, we could probably talk. Because he has isms like I do, like other men do, and he's on medical marijuana. And because I think this young man is probably has more questions to ask me because I would let him speak. Maybe he could give me answers as well. Because I'm learning to use my voice. Men can scream and yell and talk, but if a woman tells you, all right, shut the fuck up. Listen to me, guys, don't shut up. And then I wish I didn't have to keep re-explaining to guys. Being partially deaf, I hear comments, underhanded, like little comments, like this one guy really has a problem with me because he believes in only the Jesus Christ God or whatever that is. But I believe in all faith, or again, why would you call Mother Earth Mother Earth? Men cannot bear the things we can because men are fighters, and the first thing that they want to do is go after a man's lady or degrade that way because you're fighters. When a woman is a fighter and a lover, maybe men will start giving me the space to say, I'm a blood birth. Please read about that. Read about the name I gave out there, ISHTAR. Because she is a fertility goddess, and that's another reason why I got my name. Ishtar does have, if you see her goddess statue, she is very large breasted, and she also has a big old belly too. Because she's an earth goddess who basically covers all the directions, north, south, east, west, which also means earth, earth, fire, water, and air. Like, I have all these things, and this is why I have been protected by day one, because of having, now putting my puzzle together, that I have, because I've always been a twin. It didn't matter. I've never felt alone. It was like I was able to, because I spoke to myself. It was like talking to the good and evil and this and that. And people will tell you you're schizophrenic, but if you look back to your bloodlines, you see that seers do come back ages to ages and times from the future or the past or even now. People will tell you movies are just movies, but movies, where do you think the first strong man came from? It was through cartoons. And the giants way back then, and the skeletons they uncovered, and now we don't see that because we cut the bloodlines down. Where the warriors don't know who the warriors are, our bloodlines are so mixed up that we've given the white race, and I'm more white than I am native. I'm Ukrainian. But I'm also saying, like, the white races have put so many races of color in or at back, or get away, you're dirty, you're this. And now I see my Ukrainian bloodline, one that looks like my father's brothers, or he could even be my daddy at a younger age. And then I try to get to people understand me, and then people come in here, and then nobody will understand other than those that I've unsubbed to say, yeah, you did a video, but you didn't clear it enough for me, who's been bullied so often that regardless what you say, it's a reassault. So you guys have fun with your, make sure she's happy, make sure he's happy. And how come your video didn't get taken down for whatever video music she played, but I got one trying to heal myself taken down? So it doesn't matter what I say. I'm kryptonite. I'm Snowball Nation, who is working to get a force of men to get together to get Darian Brown out of jail because he was 17 years old, or maybe even younger, when that woman raped him. If it was a man touching a little girl, like Benny Keys is trying to get all these other guys in their sexual assaults when they were younger because somebody abused them, and then the abuse is passed on, and then it's whatever, kids touching little kids because some fucking freak in the first place touched them who's older, and then they pass it on. That's why I keep saying, I know you guys. I've been in jails where there are teddy bears with tattoos. There are freaks like Benny Keys, who's a rat. He tells you he's a trustee. He's been a trustee in a jail. So he's trusted with being a rat. So nobody likes me calling him what he is because he is a rat. He all the tapes of Candace for 9 months. And I'll say again, what's he holding back? So if he held back shit from this case, I want to know all the shit that No Thanks and Benny Keys, who couldn't buy a fucking pizza, had somebody else pay for it. Hey, if I put my face on here, you want to talk to me? Because there's one person in here listening. Want me to put the camera up so you can see me? But those two guys couldn't pay for a pizza way back then. And now look at the money they rake in with their cash. Rest in peace, Cash App gangbangs. And we know a gangbang is not a good word, but that he used it. Then he also said it was okay to call women bitches and cunts. Well, I call my women that I get really pissed off a fucking bitch. And when they come back, those are the women that do. Have called somebody else, you fucking bitch. But you call me a cunt, you're dead. Hi there. How you doing today? Sorry, I was looking down on the ground trying to. Because I have to have. Here's another thing that people look into what it's called, a gravity blanket. Because of the pain that I did go through having the mammogram, and then the great evening of 3 hours of love and light, and somebody tried to explain to me that in that live. I don't know what he tried to explain, but either way, people hurt people. If I can be honest, my hands are burning like they've been put in fire. And naturally, my big old boobies are as well, and that's why I have to have the gravity blanket on me, because I can't take medication like people can, because I'm bipolar. Because I don't ever want to get back to the state where, you see people laying on the ground. People walk by them on the streets. So, no, it's not natural for me to be in this much pain. It's because people think it's real funny to hurt me. And so when I get hurt, I bring it inside my body. Like if I know somebody else is hurting, like somebody in a stoplight possibly getting a $300 ticket, I drew in that pain of, oh my God, how many hours you got to work to pay that ticket? And then I went and had my mammogram done, had a great 3-hour live, then woke to a slap in the face. So then I did a couple of lives, and those lives were taken down for copyright strikes. How come Benny Keys is live with there? I asked him to take the one down where he mocked me and Ernie Shell and saying I was doing Crip signs. And I've asked him openly to say, Kimmy Craig, you never threatened to shoot me. No, I won't. I don't know how long it takes to get that done. Thank you for asking. So, let's just say being well endowed in the boobs, it's like you have to walk around like you have a sling because they hurt. Yeah, well, what I had to mention to the lady that I had lost 50 pounds in 6 to 8 weeks after mourning, it doesn't matter. Nobody cared. It's in one of the videos. So. But these were YouTubers I cared for. But it doesn't matter. So. But I hope one guy will get his son in his vehicle, his little wolf. He's not going to find nothing in no desert until his son's back in with him. and those 2 YouTubers that took his son out of his vehicle and spread lies about him will get their karma, like Benny Keys and No Thanks who did that. Because men don't realize if women don't get out their voice, we get breast cancer and we get cancer. And because if we hold in our anger, because men are allowed to yell and scream, we get diseases like cancer. Right? Because we're women. We're Mother Earth. And I think I found a bunch of guys at this site that are really cool. There was one guy that wouldn't stop. He kind of had the one guy who showed his face and stuff, and he was talking about somebody taking his beats and stuff. Hey, you want to do a beat for me so maybe people say, hey, Kimmymonster, Snowball Nation in Canada is fighting for a young man. 17-year-old boy who was raped by a white woman at a hell house, sirs. You gotta look, these guys, right? Right, my Kathy? Oh, it's nice to see you here. I haven't seen you for a while. She raped that young boy. She groomed him. She took his virginity, his pride and joy, you know. I'm crying for a 17-year-old. Beautiful. Everybody, you know what Darian Brown looks like. He's a gorgeous young man. And you could see in his eyes and his smile and the sparkle. There's no way that young man ever would have hurt Cash. Because he's probably the one who flew Cash through the air like Superman. Picked him up through the air. Because I know my son was the same way. My husband flew him to bed until he couldn't carry him anymore. And if you have never flown your child to bed, or a daddy who's never flown his child to bed, you don't know what it's like to be a daddy that flies their kid through the air, you know? Because I could see in his eyes that I know somebody flew him to bed, because when he was little, he would probably say that. That's why he walked the street at night without earphones. Because he would, you could see how he was listening to the quietness. Whatever animals around would make noise, because I did the same thing, and I keep trying to say this. Because it happens now too. Because now I keep hearing his Benny Keys saying I tried to shoot him after being so scared of guns that I wanted to kill a guy who tried to kill me at 14 years of age. That hearing this fucking idiot on a, whatever he is, he's a pedophile catcher, he's then whatever he is, he's Blood Money Keys, a music producer, he's a rapper. He's more schizophrenic than I am. And now he's getting paid by YouTube to spin hate. So, because he said that I tried to shoot him, he will draw a bullet to his body by his words. Yeah, Benny said after these emails, when he called me a snake and stuff, because I had told him. And Beth McGee came in here and fighting with me way back in those videos. So he drew the bullet to him. He said I threatened to shoot him with a gun, and what I did say was, Benny Keys, there's too many guns in the United States with all the hate that you're spinning. And I also said to him, hug your mom, and within either one of those times, his mother was attacked by the dogs because of the screaming and yelling that he screams, that he draws a dog that is a pit bull or any dog. Hearing that fucking idiot outside, and he isn't even potty trained because he still pees outside, and they call me crazy. And all these women that were in a chat one night, this Penny, whoever she is, and saying it is okay, and all this Duchess, all these women that changed their names. Like I change my underwear every day. They change their freaking names, and then you look, and all of a sudden she's not a Pennington, now she's Duchess of something. And now she gets to go up online, and it's okay for Benny Keys to say I threatened to shoot him. Well, he drew that bullet to him because he also disrespected bikers' colors. Him, Emma, and the Glare. So by disrespecting an older biker, again, I will say, bada boom, bada bang, because I know a lot of Italian bikers that sure, let's get our colors. For somebody disrespecting colors, right? Mr. Ballin, Mr. Shipley, and Mrs. Shipley. Honor, valor, seal tattoos. Disrespecting colors because most of the guys that came back from Vietnam are survivors of Vietnam, and that fucking Max who killed Kiki Camarena for drugs back then, funding the Contra War. And now you got Benny Keys fucking pouncing. Cash App. Rest in peace, Cash App, gang bang, because Benny Keys put a murder on Darian Brown, and I'm going to see. Just like I said, the hurricane went to jail for how fucking long? And we saw again at the Oscars how that thing went and hit Will Smith again, I will say. You made it acceptable for that to happen. And you also pointed the camera at Denzel Washington. So what I say prior in one video, something happens in the next video. Because I kept saying about the hurricane, and after they see, it was like it wasn't a slap to the face, it was a punch to the side of the face of saying what's acceptable in the United States. Because Trump almost got our fucking planet blown up, fighting with North Korea and God knows who else that we don't know, and every good thing everybody held back. Miss Kim Jong-un, who probably saved our planet because she probably was holding her brother's hand going, take your hand and hold your pee-pee and get your hand off the button. Just saying. Because I'm really going to invest into a car, you know? Let's do a GoFundMe. Okay, Donnie? And all my boys on your site, all you men. Let's get me a car so I can race right beside you. Because I think that'd be really cool. Because I really love that Dungeons and Dragons game where you had to be coming up and all of a sudden you'd hear. And your little heart, well, they say my little heart wasn't. I was an old girl, but a young girl with babies, but on my little heart, and everybody's watching me, getting ready because you hear, and that's the sound of, hey, we didn't even know sometimes, and all of a sudden, you go around the corner of where you're in the tunnel, and all of a sudden, it's nothing there. You can pick up your arrows and put it in your little backy pack, your arrow thing, and you go over here and you go, and it's like all of a sudden you can, and it's like a growl, and it's the dragon going, and then all of a sudden you go around the car and you go, pew, 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 you shoot them. So naturally, everybody's watching me going, I can, and just imagine me playing this game as they watch Kimmymonster playing a fucking game. Because that's why I love that movie, Rambo Last Blood, you know? Because that's what you guys did to me on the internet. And let's just say I killed Benny Keys down below in a tunnel in a dream. Okay? Just saying. Couple of times he was around there. Just saying. And got his leg cut. Well, in the ending he would have been there too. But if it would have been me, like just saying, if it would have been Rambo Kimmy, you take the pee-pee off, and as he's screaming, you shove it in his throat. Then you go, and then you rip in, you take his heart out, and you go, because a woman made a man makes babies. Guy, just give us a little spermy thing, you know. Yeah, my sound's going out because Benny Keys is playing around with my computer, right? Because I'm getting fucking close, because he's going to go to fucking jail. So let's do a GoFundMe so I can start driving a car. I'm not playing with no guns, because I want to go back in the dungeons and chase a dragon and do it that way. At least that's sport. You get a fucking gun in your hand. Like, hey, Benny Keys, Sault Ste. Marie border. You're on the American side, Michigan Sioux. I'm on the Canadian side. There is an actual middle of the fucking bridge. Let's get some drones up. You and me boxing, you piece of trash. You want to fight everybody. Hey, Dawn, let's go to... You guys all know who I'm talking about. You guys all go hit Benny Keys' stream and let's humiliate him. And say, come on. Hey, this 60-year-old woman's coming on our stream and telling us to shut the fuck up. Maybe she does have a point, that maybe you did put a murder on this young black man at the Onion House, because you probably caught a disease after you probably did something with Monica, and that's why you are no longer with your wife, because you probably transmitted something to her. And that's why she never showed up at your sister's funeral after she died, after like about a week after I got my star named after me, and about 2 days before that, I said to Steve AV Watchmans, have your auntie come to my star and dance with me before she goes. And then after that, Lacey dies and this stuff and all this stuff. So, regardless, whatever you want to fucking do, Benny Keys, I'm watching you. Because you said I tried to shoot you. No, you're going to go to jail for saying I tried to shoot you. Because you lied about me, so you're lying about a whole bunch of other shit. Because you held back. You held back 8-9 months of videos that you said we're going to release on the 24th, the day before my son's birthday. But you did it way before that because I was getting really fucking close. So my RCMP are going to go after you, Benny Keys. And like I said to the guys on the other channel, I've met guys like I didn't. Hopefully none of them did have criminal records. But let's just say the guys I met in jail, when they heard my 12th step, cried and did their 12th step. Because I told you a couple of them thought when they did their 12th step, their crime wasn't a crime after they did it. It was found out it was self-defense. One murderer who was said it was murder got out. So if you guys don't think I know my shit, and what they did to the 11 kids in Canada, one came back after kissing Queen Elizabeth's feet, and you don't know where all your kids went missing in the U.S. during the presidency of the Trumpets. And thank God for Mr. Comey videotaping, or hopefully he did that too. But he made sure, like I have, other people know my story. So if something like, oh, Ruby Pearl can talk about her shit, and everybody likes her, right? But then when I say on this idiot's channel puts down women and stuff and won't call me back, makes a whole live about shit just like that dink did. Dang it, you shouldn't have done it 'cause you almost framed it. Why don't you put a ring on her finger? Maybe she won't be so insecure. For fuck's sakes, 8 years and you haven't put a ring on its finger? What the fuck are you waiting for? Dang it. I'm leaving the stream right now because I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And whoever cloned Joni Springs ID and sent me the email that I bitched out at her, and the stream that I did comment on and said my voice about there too. You guys fucked with me by sending me emails, so I vented out on another woman. So, karma. Karma to everybody who wants to play with me, because like I say, I'll call you right out on a fucking live. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Go look on his live. Okay? The one just go look. He gets a fucking ticket. I tell him, oh no, I leave. Never mind. Nobody fucking cares. It's all women support me. Dang it. Go up and hang it. Hang it up. Put a ring on its finger so she won't be so fucking scared. And Nicolina 777. Anybody who carries a wrench from Benny Keys, karma. Bye-bye. Because I'm Craig from Snowball Nation, and I'm going to get a young man out of jail because he was raped by Monica at the Onion House.